Our observation from here is that a lot of children out there are suffering from child neglect, and that may include even your child. Yes, yes, the topic today is child neglect. You're welcome to your daily station, the Family Wisdom TV. As I've said earlier, the topic is child neglect. Child neglect is a form of child abuse. Yes, child abuse. So if you're neglecting your child or if your child is suffering from neglect of any kind, indirectly you are abusing that child. Now, before I go into types of child neglect where you may likely find yourself, let me first highlight some of the consequences. The consequences are enormous. One of the consequences of child neglect is withdrawal. The child may be socially withdrawn, may not want to interact with anybody, may not want to talk. And before you know, that leads a child to a lot of things. Yes, one of the things is picking wrong friends. Just to have a sense of belonging, because you are not giving the desired attention, he may want to pick wrong friends so that he will have a sense of belonging. Yes, from picking wrong friends, he may join different bad group. That is like start stealing, robbery, uh, what do you call cultism. Just because you are not giving the desired attention, so he is seeking to have a sense of belonging somewhere. So he joined force with the wrong people, seeking solution in the wrong place. Yes, and before you know, the child may start doing some nasty thing that you don't like. And let me tell you the truth. Let me tell you the truth. Some of these things the child is doing may be intentional, just to get at you, just to hurt you, just to make you feel that you are useless in his life, just to put you also in trouble, just because you have abandoned him. You are not giving him the desired attention. So please, let's be very, very careful. Another thing is that the child cannot do well academically. A neglected child cannot do well academically. So we must make sure that we will give these children attention. Look, it may go to that extent whereby the child may deny you. It will deny you, completely deny you or denounce you that you are his parent. That is one of the consequences. So please, let's do something about child neglect. Now, you may be saying, I'm giving my child wonderful attention. Let's see if you find yourself in these forms of child neglect. Number one is abandonment, abandoning child, an abandoned child. Yes, some children are abandoned from the day they were born. Like those mothers that feel that they have unwanted baby, and before you know, they may throw the child on the dustbin, they may throw him by the roadside, in the toilet, all this kind of form of nasty attitude. So that child from his birth have begin to suffer abandonment. Now the child can feel abandoned even in his own parent house. How? Some of our children may commit serious offense, what we call serious offense, like the girl child picking unwanted pregnancy. The parents may feel so slighted. The parents, maybe they are even pastor, they may feel so ashamed. They may feel so disappointed in the child, and before you know, they don't want to have anything to do with the child. The child would be at home as if he's not in his parent house. They began to treat him as an outsider. That child is suffering from abandonment. And it is not good enough, because if you abandon that child, somebody else will pick him up. And it can be anybody. It can be a wicked man, it can be a good man. So please, no matter the offense, Yoruba will say you use the right hand to hit the child, you use the left to bring him closer. Don't abandon that child. It may be a boy that committed crime, and the crime even has cost you a lot, and it has maybe has even led him to police station. And some parents, they will start lying. My child travel abroad when he is still in the police station or in the custody in the prison. And before you know, they abandon that child. They don't visit him, or when he come back out, or when he came out of the prison, they don't attend to him again. So that child may be suffering from what? Abandonment. Please, don't let us take it to that length. Let's stand, find solution. Any child that is suffering from abandonment under your nose right now, please bring him back. May God give you the heart to forgive whatever offenses may have committed. Amen. Yeah, another area whereby the child suffer neglect is physical neglect. This is where the child, a parent cannot provide for the child. A parent cannot provide for the child. No food, no clothes, no shelter, nothing. And you left the child to survive by himself. This is dangerous. This mostly come up in a home stricken with poverty. But I pray for you today that Lord will revive your finance. Miracle will happen in your life. Yes, your children will not beg for bread. Before you ask, God will supply you. So please make sure that you provide for these children. Clothing, food, shelter. You need to see the way some children are walking about, going to school with tattered clothes. The cloth is torn. Sometimes if you see some children coming out from their house, you want to ask, is the mother around? And I'm telling you, the mother is around. Some of the physical neglect may be as a result of laziness in the part of the parent. Laziness. Some it could be drugs, or yes, drinking. It may be one bad habit or the other that the parent form. Not that they cannot, if they made effort, but they don't want to. So please, whatever situation you are, if you are in one of this category, or if your child falls under this category, do something about him. Provide his clothes, provide his food, provide shelter for him. The Lord will provide for you. Amen. Another area is education. Educational neglect, close to financial neglect. The school have resumed, and I'm telling you, we are getting close to maybe mid-time or so. Some parents have not paid dime in the child's school fees. Be sure that the child will suffer trauma of school fees drive. Some parents have not bought one single textbook for their children. The child will suffer trauma of rejection by his friends because they see him as a leech and they don't want him to be close to them, so they send him away. The teacher may send him out of the class. So please, you send your child to school to learn. Kindly do something about the school fees. Do something. Some school can take it small. So no matter what you get, go and deposit it. Don't use it for another frivolities. It's not good. And unfortunately, some of these children will be watching this parent going for Ashobi, complete. The headgear, the material, the shoe, the bag to match. The child may even ask, Mommy, how much do you buy this? And she'll be proud to be telling him prices. And the school fees have not been paid. This is very wrong. The father may be drinking, buying new phone, and doing some other spending on things that are not very important, being very extravagant. And the child will be crying, my school fees. Keep quiet. Please, let's do something about it. That child that is old enough to go to school, don't say because of money. Look, let me give you one advice. It's not compulsory you take your child to a private school. It's not. Take him to any school whereby you feel that they can give him good attention. It's not compulsory, it must be in the private school. Don't kill yourself. It's not necessary go to a very expensive school. But enroll that child. Give them attention. Do what you're supposed to do for the child. And if you felt that, no, my child must go to private school, fine. Then be up and doing. Of course, you know that the private school will not keep quiet once you are delaying their money. Try and pay on time. If you don't have full, pay, in bits, and let them know that you are committed. The Lord will help you. I pray for you again. The Lord will provide for you. Another form of child neglect is medical neglect. This is a situation whereby the child is sick, and the same parent may push this child to school, expecting that the school will give him first aid treatment. Let's be up and doing. Some don't even care. The child is saying, I'm feeling headache. Don't worry, it will go and sleep, it will go. Some it may be serious ailment until they go to the hospital and say that you brought the child too late before you know. So please, let's give them medical attention. Some children may play football, may play some games, and they got themselves injured. And the parent may be so careless, they will not even notice this child. I have a case of a child that, went and, pierced his leg with a nail. And because the parents don't care, they don't even notice that the child is limping until tetanus set in. And before you know, before they took the child to the hospital, it was late. The child died of tetanus. Please, don't let your child suffer medical neglect. Give him necessary attention. Give him the desired drug when due. Take him to the hospital. The Lord will provide for you. That's why you brought them to the child, to the world. Amen. Here's another area where I want to emphasize a form of child neglect, social neglect. This is where the child don't get your attention. Some parents are so busy at work, and when they came home, they're so busy. They are all over the social media. They don't care what the child is suffering. The child came back from school, they cannot ask him questions. They are busy on their phone. This is dangerous. So if a child is not getting that attention, before you know, he want to talk to you. He want to talk to you. He want to share his heart with you, but you are not there. Sometimes you give them promise, I will take you out, I'll do this, I'll do that, and you are not doing it. So please, the child, want to socialize. They want to socialize, even especially with the parent first, then with friends. Let's don't let them suffer social neglect. Another one close to it is psychological and emotional neglect. As I've said earlier, a child has a lot of challenges he's facing every day. And sometimes he may have trauma. Maybe he's having difficulty, challenges with his teacher in the school, maybe with his colleague, maybe somebody else somewhere is threatening him, threatening his life. Maybe he wanted to confess some things that he did wrong, and a lot of things like that, emotional challenges that he may be having, and you are not there to listen to him. Let me tell you one good news. That child will find a confidant outside. He will confide in somebody outside. And who is that? The question is, who is that person your child is confiding with? Who? And what type of advice are they giving him? Just because you're not there, just because you don't have his time, the Lord will help us. Let's change. Let's change. These are very, very important areas that we must take note of if we really want to, make our child to excel in life. Another area of neglect is supervision. Sometimes we don't care what these children are doing. We don't care. So the children these days, they want to play with phone, they want to do a lot of things, and we don't want to supervise whatever they are doing. Supervise them in the school. Supervise them at home. Know their friends. Know who they are talking with. Even those that are mature to hold phone. Who are they chatting with? What are they doing? So, supervise them. We call it constant check and caution. They need supervision. Don't leave them to themselves. It can be dangerous. Lastly, today, I'll be talking about guidance. The Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go. That is guidance. You have to guide them. Some, we cannot talk to our children. We cannot rebuke them. We cannot tell them something is wrong or something is right. We are their parents. They are not our parents. If you cannot correct your child, they will correct him for you outside. So please, let's do something about it. Let's do something. Please. Guide this child. Guide him. Otherwise, he will soon develop those negative attitudes I mentioned. He may soon take into drug. He may soon join cultism. He may soon start some bad attitude. He need your guidance. There was a lady that was saying that, somebody was giving her counsel, and she said, look, my parents have never told me this. They have never told me this. If they have told me, it will have helped me in life. What are you doing that you cannot tell your child the truth and guide him? This is the time whereby they need sexual education. Give them sexual education. Give them all manner of education that you can give them. The Lord will help us. So, I believe that you have gained one or two things from this discourse today. You can send your questions and answer to 081 6926 1455. I take it again. 081 6926 1455. Send your questions and I will send answers to you, or we'll treat it in our next discourse. So meet you again. Once more, this is Family Wisdom TV. God bless you. Have a nice time. See you again. I plead that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. The YouTube channel that is Family Wisdom TV and Youth and Young TV. Thank you. Bye.